hit it now, damn it. There's a lot of activity going on. You're carrying a whole peanut. Amazing. How beautiful some of the ants are. Okay. Instant record. Okay. Like that. You probably can't see a whole lot, but like the blanket, because the blanket that I sleep on is waterproof. I have to clean it off just to hose it down. Yeah, you can't really see anything. It's black on black background. So I'll just basically just rinse the whole thing down like this. Just get all the dirt off. Love you so much. I'm sorry, Mommy, I'll be more sweet. I'll tell you more sweet. Please don't be mad at me, pretty Mommy. Okay. That's done. Let's see my hands. Good. Perfect. Because it's waterproof, it doesn't soak through on the other side. You can get a stadium blanket like this. I think they're about $20 on Amazon or so. 20, 25 bucks. Things like made by King Camp or something. King Camp? Yeah, it's got a label on here somewhere. But anyways, yeah, it's a nice blanket. Okay, back inside. Love you guys. Yay. Okay, now it goes. Now you're recording. Alright. Is that better? Okay, good. Cut this off now. Okay, so recording. Okay, so one thing you have to understand about body types, constitution. So we're all experiencing the same second. We're all experiencing this moment. We are all experiencing the same moment, but a hummingbird's world moves faster, but the hawk and eagle has a greater perception of time. Even though the hummingbird lives more quickly in the moment, the sensory perception outside of that moment is shorter than a more hardy constitutional body type. It's like you guys have a future sight or an awareness of the energies and potentials which are going on around you. And that matters a lot when it comes to fighting. You guys may not be able to move the fastest, but you guys move the most intuitively. You guys have the greatest energy sense of perception of what's going on around you, as well as what that person is going to do next. You guys are the most intuitive fighters. So like, my sense of time perception, that future sense that I'm talking about, being able to like almost sense or guess what that next moment is going to entail. You can almost feel what's going to happen around you. And just by you just sticking out your fist, you can easily block me, or a faster body type who is not aware of your mental prowess, your speed, and your power. So, if my ability to sense energy outside of time, outside of my field, is only about 2.5 seconds, maybe 0.3, I don't really have that much sense of time outside of me. My world exists too fast for me. Though your sense of time perception, your calmness of mind, you don't move through time, through your world as fast, but you have your energy covers a greater distance, and you can feel and sense into your environment. You can feel and sense into the potentials of your environment. You can almost, you can literally sense what's going to happen. Kung Fu Panda is like one of the greatest. I love that. So please, a fully mastered Kapha, Peter, Vata body type, they're all amazingly equal, powerful, beautiful fighters. I just normally wouldn't recommend Kapha for fighting, because you guys do move a little bit slower, but you guys make the best teachers, because you guys can sense and feel and be so calm, and you You have that total body situational awareness. There's a lot of things could be happening around you that I can't deal with, cope with. It's just too much. It's too much noise for me. But for you, you have that mental clarity of just like that always peace center. And it's, oh, there's all this stuff happening around me. I can just play this music. I can play my notes. I can do my song. I'm just like, what the fuck? How the hell are you doing that? And just like, what? Our worlds exist. We rely upon you so much. We rely upon feeling into the energy of someone of calmness like that, of someone calm like that. Because that helps bring our worlds back into center. Because this fast perception, that tires us out. And so we seek you out, Pitta, Kapha body types, because you guys are way more calm. Even the lighter Pitta body types are way more calm, way more stable, way more relaxing than us. And it's just like we come out of our worlds like just 1,000 miles a second. It's like, yeah. It's like, wow. And it's like we see you, it's like, whoa. So that's how a normal person exists. That's so cool. You're so slow and you're so beautiful. It's just like, thank you. Just please, just let me hug you. Let me hug you. Body types are very good at doing very small tasks, picking things up off the ground, climbing up sets of stairs, moving our bodies around, locomotion, very easy for us. Jumping, lifting ourselves up, it's very easy. Our skeleton, though maybe dense, is very light. Because our energy storage system is light. It's very scant. We don't store or house much energy like you all do. So please, when anyone ever looks at their body, doubts their biology, doubts their body type, it's your metabolic constitution is what that is. Your metabolic constitution will never change throughout your entire life. Your ability, your muscles, what I'm pointing at is your muscles, like what's in your cells, not just, it is your skin, but it's also it's everything. It's how your body's constructed. Vata begins with just the bare cell, the bare minimum, is that's what Vata is. You strip all this down, you speed this thing up. With you guys, you start adding on layers of fat, and that gives you guys protection. That gives you guys calmness, stability, resilience, stamina, water, hydration, calmness, stability, strength, because that makes your bones larger, it makes your skin larger, it makes your organs larger. It gives you more constitution. You're able to carry out more things throughout the day. Your world's existing just slightly slower gives you that peace of mind, ability to do it all in almost any situation. That's why Pitta body types are the most common. They are the most prevalent because they are the most successful. Kapha body types are very successful at what they do. You guys make very great communicators because you have that sense of being able to tie in your thoughts to everything. Be able to just hold a sentence of like complete structure and just like break off and like continue on a subject and just Vata body types' minds wander. So about that time perception thing, if light Pitta increases that time perception by about 20 or 30%, and then the heavy Pitta, then the heavy Kapha, when there's almost a doubling of increase in perception, that's a huge increase of like that sensual awareness that you guys have. It's your entire energy field. Mine is short, it's small. It may go out larger, but for what I feel within my world, it's usually very tight. My energy field is very tight. I'm usually only good at focusing on just 1 or 2 people at once, 1 or 3 people at once. I don't have a whole room awareness like you guys do. And I can feel that whenever I sense into you guys. You guys have a whole room awareness. Whenever you guys walk into a room, you can sense almost everything gently within that room. That's amazing. A Kapha body type who has fully mastered their skills, their body, their mind, their awareness, is an extremely capable fighter. You don't have to move fast. You just have to move very skilled and practiced. you being able to move throughout time like that, and that's just such a, for me, that's such a surreal experience for me. As fast as I'm moving, and just you have that calm perspective, and just like your hands are already out, ready to catch me, or blocking your hand, I'm just looking up, but you're like, holy crap. And it's like he's sensing my movements, he's sensing me out of time. As fast as I am, I can't predict that. It's hard for me to fight against that. So I would like one of you to master that, Kapha. You just being as a girl, you are amazing. Women intuitively move both calmer and faster by default. Your cells, that water element within your body, allows you to both speed up and to slow down magnificently, as well as to calm, heal, and cleanse. You may not have as much stamina overall. That's mostly due to the structure of your density of your bones. Your bone marrow is basically fat. It's a fat storage device. So as well as your what's it called, your spinal cavity, your inner spinal cavity, the amniotic fluid, that nervous fluid houses a ton of ATP. Guys have a thick ass column of it running throughout their spine. That's why we are very suited for physical work. So that's why whenever I see anyone talk about how guys are so big and tough, and it's like, oh, we could beat you to shreds. Like a 16-year-old guy could rip the what was the word? Could rip the shit out of you, just beat the shit out of you. Could throw you apart with just basically his hormones and it's just innate body strength chemistry. That's kind of true, but that's not the point. That's not the point of life. The point of life is to use our strength and weaknesses to support each other. Both the man and the woman have to rely upon each other. For me, sometimes, if I don't prepare enough meditation in the day, I need that calm chemistry, that calm Pitta Kapha body type to help slow me down. Otherwise, I will wear myself out. And please don't discount the magnificence of your biology. There's a reason you are the way you are. Your skills support the others. It supports everyone. It supports me. You are so needed at this time. There is nothing wrong with the way that you are. You are perfect just the way that you are. You are beautiful. You are magnificent. You are a beautiful soul being. So whenever you see the very thick-boned person, that's just their metabolic chemistry. It's not helped by the chemical compounds, that petroleum-based estrogen that we get from our plastics. It's in all of this stuff, guys. It's full of it. Our lids, the lids on our drinks, like this, doesn't help. I feel this. That's nasty. That contains, even though it's just a hint of estrogen, I can feel it through all of this. Same with this glass bottle. As long as this is stored perfectly upright and never touches this. So estrogen doesn't immediately leach off. It takes time. It swells up and then it starts, like your skin, it swells up, then it sloughs off. It takes days for it to do this. But just just when it comes fresh out the factory, you don't want to be touching, licking, putting anything on this because it's nasty. It's coated in that estrogen-like chemical it's imbibed into this. If you were to soak this with water or alcohol, it will pull a lot of that out. And if you were to try to drink that tincture, very concentrated, you will feel the effects of that. It's in all of our plastics. I don't care what it is. If it's made within the last 2 to 5 years, since BPA was basically cut out or reintroduced, taken out, they replace it with the estrogen products because they knew the effect it would have upon our chemistry, all of us. It provides symptoms. If it's left unchecked, this is why it will cause symptoms of andropause. Andropause is a relatively new condition that some people are starting to have, especially people up in their later years who are not working out. Because when you stop working out, your body stops making testosterone. Your body stops balancing itself out, and you need that. You need to balance your body out. You need to exercise almost daily. That even with that estrogen-like compound, you exercising, it provides that balancing, that reactive chemistry to like basically force this out. It pushes this aside. And even though you're still filled up with the sickness, you still got your regular hormones now functioning. And if you keep exercising, you may not completely push this out with a specific healer helping you to push this out for you. Or Kaylee can completely remove this for you very easily. It's a matter of minutes, basically, a minute or two. It takes less than a minute, honestly. You need that. Almost every plastic that I've tried, tested, I'm kind of scared too. I shouldn't be. It's just I've just experiencing something so many bad times before. I want to try styrofoam again. I don't know. Almost any of the plastic drinking straws that you guys use, please don't use those. Reuse old ones. Soak them in water beforehand for about 3 or 5 days. Outside in a barrel, soak it in just a fresh tub of water, some tap water, distilled water. Throw it outside. Do that once or twice, and that will take out most of it, almost all of it. Unless you touch it, soak it with oil or alcohol, which will try to pull the rest out. Dish soap helps, salt helps, vinegar helps. And dish soap is probably going to be one of the most effective things. It's very easy to obtain, to get hold of. That's plastic. On that wine bottle, even though it's rubberized, that's still plastic. That still contains estrogen. That's nasty. It's not much, but I still feel that. Body types. Because we have no resistance to our cells, it's basically the pure unadulterated cell. It's nothing but a bilipid omega-3 layer surrounding basically a conglomerate of basically surrounding a sell. What you guys have is a layer of fat around your cells. It's built into your cell walls. It's a little bit thicker. It slows down you guys' signals and communication, but it gives you guys so much more resilience, as well as decreased sensitivity to chemicals, basically poisons. A lot of you guys can sustain a lot more of this than I can. A lot more. This stuff hits me harder. This stuff, especially like this. Containers that you get from Walmart, it hits me harder, but and that's why I feel it so much more. But it affects you guys so much less. You guys can literally have it doesn't spread. When you guys have that fat layer of cells, it doesn't spread out throughout your body immediately. When you ingest a chemical, when you ingest a poison, it makes you very resilient, very easy to save, very easy to help. That's why, like, a lot of you guys, like, when I work on you, like, pulling that estrogen out is so, it moves more slowly, but, like, it's so, if you just drank some estrogen within the last 30 minutes to an hour, it's basically still there. It's still, like, in your stomach cavity. That hasn't left your coelomic cavity, because your fat captures it. It holds it there. It slowly expands out over the days and over time. If you're a kapha body type, it's very, very slow. It's very goddamn slow. It's amazing as fuck. But like, it's so easy to pull it out of you. Whereas me, if I were to drink that, to take estrogen, it goes to everything. I mean, it goes throughout my entire body. Yeah, in about 30 minutes. It's just, that's all I get. I get it. And that's all I get. So, another thing about me when I talk about my pain scales, my scales, 5, because I've experienced so much in life, 5 for me is basically if 10 is absolute cellular damage, destruction, just like it's just complete waste of the cells, like just kaboom, just like what the fuck, I am not dealing with this. 9 is just like massive timeout, like whoa, like just like d. 8 is just like, okay, so 5 is like below 5 you can live with it if it's a constant within your life. It's interfering with your energy, it interferes with you, but after 5 up to that point, that's when it starts interfering with you. 6 is like, yeah, that's when it starts, when I give it a rating of 6 or 7. 6, 7 are intermediate. 7 is just like, oh, frick. I have to pause it, frick. I have to gather my thoughts. Okay. Basically, my ratings for pain and toxins are extreme. They are not normally what you would go through or expect when you read or see my skills, but I just want you to understand this, understand that. At above 5 or 6, it's really painful. It's really hampering, damaging to your system. Above 8, above 80% of tolerance, that's when your body starts experiencing physical damage. For me puking up that bile at 100%, that was physical damage. That was a level 8. It's just too much. Your body knows it's not supposed to be that strong. Above 8 and 9, that's when your body for me, that's basically like your body starts doing this. Time out, TO. And 9 is just like, whoa, what the fuck? 10 is just like, just hammer on TO. TO, gone. Basically KO, blood everywhere. The body's being destroyed. You're just 10, 11. There's no, I haven't had anything out of 10 or 11. The only time I've ever been at a 9 is when I shattered my skull against the ground. I hit it against a wood floor. Repeatedly, about 50 times. I kept falling flat on my face. I was running. I was a 2-year-old kid. And I was just running, just trying to get my body circulating, and I would just trip. I would just fall flat forward on my face. Just like my hands were not out in front of me. I would just fall straight on my face. Boom. But yeah, that shattering of the skull, that's what gave me a 9, because it broke everything. It shattered this whole thing. That's the only time I experienced that much pain. That was a massive timeout. I couldn't do anything. It was just check out for the rest of the day. That's basically what a 9 does. Check out. I'm checking out, baby. 8 or 9, I'm checking out. No, fuck this shit. So please understand, when I give a rating of a 6 or 7, it really means something. Above a 5, it really means something. Normally, most people don't experience that level of pain, that intensity. Except probably when they're striking their fist or stuff, but like, a toxin is a toxin. All toxins will build and grow and can feel really, really nasty the more you have in them of you. So please try to avoid toxins just in general. Don't mistake my numbers for that. So I give a toxicity to tannins only about a 1 or 3. That's just the harm. That's just the physical harm that it causes to your body. It makes you feel horrible. It can make you feel horrible, like you want to die. That's what a toxin does. It may age you, it may degrade your body, but it's not gonna kill you. That's when I start giving ratings of like above 5 or 6. To me, that's what pokeberries were. That was one of the most noxious compound substances I've ever tried in my life. And to any of you that experience this with your friends, so quick information. If someone's in a purge cycle like that, they've clearly taken a poison and the body's reacting to it and they're puking everything up, and you can tell that their body's going to be in a continual state of expulsion. You want to make sure that they drink plenty of water like this. Don't just make them sip it. Don't do that like I was doing. Even though you know that they're going to puke this up, they're going to puke that up, if they're in an expulsion state, If their body's in a state of purge, if their body's just going straight purge out mode, you want to dilute that stomach acid as much as possible. Because with pokeberries, it only happened for me with pokeberries that one time. That was the only time I ever experienced undiluted stomach acid like that. That's what you don't want happening for your friends. So you want to dilute that as much as possible. Your body's still going to try to puke all that water out. And at that last ending step, it's still going to be very strong. It's going to be more concentrated because it's still trying to push that bile out. It's a little tiny gallbladder. It's a little organ. It's like a stone. It's trying to push all your fluids out with pokeberries. With almost any type of toxin. And to please keep that in mind for your friends. And to make sure that they stay hydrated because they'll be continually puking. Because they will be dehydrating. You can stay hydrated by sipping water slowly and by coating your esophagus with that water. It doesn't necessarily always reach my stomach, but it does. But like just that running it down, it absorbs into your skin and your body takes that and it goes out into the rest of your body just by your esophageal cavity. But for me, just like as an aside, the first 3 or 5 times that I puked, that I coughed that mucus up, it was just when it hit my throat, my esophageal flap, it sent my cells into such a state of like shock because it just hurts so much. It's just like it's just so much, and like as I inhaled and I coughed, because I couldn't cough, and like I sucked, like I sucked in and then I both coughed, and I sucked into my lungs first, and then I coughed into my nose cavity, just right here, just because of a big restriction right here. It didn't go that far, didn't go very far, and so like I was sitting with this like thing for a few seconds, just like trying to like isolate the two movements, like cough, finally got out of my lungs, and I'm like, and I this is like just one huge humongous heel, and just that sucking, and the thing is to not panic. Your body, your skin, especially your guys' skin, that fat content helps you guys a little bit more, a lot more successfully. It's not going to burn as bad. You still have, what you don't want is for repeated exposure at maximum strength of that bile, of that undiluted stomach acid. You want to dilute that as much as possible. After the person pukes about 3 or 6 times, it's going to die down tremendously. He's not going to have much more stomach acid after that point. It's pretty much going to just be pure water after that point. But to just keep that in mind, if you've taken pokeberries, you're going to be pooping a lot, you're going to be puking a lot, you're not going to be able to eat or drink anything, but you have to stay hydrated anyways. Your body's going to become extremely cold because you'll be sweating. Almost every time that you puke, your body's just going to push out just so much water just from everywhere, all over your back. So please get a blanket, please stay warm. Even with this 800-watt heater, this thing was not enough to keep me warm throughout the night. Just on full blast, 400 watts, 800 watts, all the way, just pointed at my legs. No, it was one of the worst. It was a stupid night. It was a very stupid night that I had. A very miserable and stupid night. Normally the sickness lasts about a day, about 1 to 2 days. It usually lasts about 2 days. But for me, it only lasted about a night, about 8 hours or so, because I contacted some girls, some healers, and they helped me. So thank you, girls. With pokeberries, you want to clearly communicate to your children as much as possible that they are not supposed to eat this plant. If they do, only have some of it, and to clearly communicate like that they'll be puking, that they're going to have one of the worst nights of their life. You can develop an intolerance and immunity to pokeberries, to almost anything in life. A lot of these leaves and substances that I eat nowadays, thanks to my mother basically killing all the grasses and stuff, a lot of these bushes that I'm now eating nowadays, blackberry bushes, I could not eat those before. Vine leaves, very toxic to me. It used to be very toxic. American fireweed, very, it's just so bitter. It's just so bitter. Now it's kind of yummy, you know? It's yummy to me now. And that nice smelling plant with the, those bunches of like, those yellow, orange flowers. Like sometimes they can be red or in like different colors, white, but they have that like marigold, like that citrusy smell. When they bloom, you always know it. It's like, it's a nice plant. It's an ornamental plant, is what it is. But I can eat those now. You can get accustomed to almost anything in life. The apothecary diaries was right. You can get accustomed to almost any poison, but just as a scale of measurement, pokeberries was one of the most toxic substances and compounds that I've ever tried in my life. Because it does paralyze your cells. It does literally, it puts your organs into a heavy state of arrest if the dose is high enough. I was only chewing on about 8 berries or so, but I kept juicing them. I kept trying to suck it down. And my body was like, started trying to immediately reject that. And I thought it was just the leaves at very first. Then like the next second, I was like, it's the berries, isn't it? I had some awareness, some inclination of what pokeberries were. I heard the folklore stories. I kind of knew that's what that plant was. I had an idea, a sensation of a brief remembrance. I'm like, those might be I think those are pokeberries. Probably poisonous, probably dangerous, but they didn't affect me that much the last time I tried them because I only had about 3 or 4, and that's very deceiving. Yeah, your body has tons of ways to alert you, to identify you that something that's entering your system is too toxic. If your nerves are free and clear, your body will give you those signals almost right then and there. You almost have a precog, a presension, and knowing of what's going to happen. For me, that 0.3 timing, like I could almost see, like feel what was going to happen, and like if I kept eating this, like I was just going to get sicker and sicker. There's something not quite right about this. If I had a slower perception of time, I might be able to sense a few seconds more into the future, and that would have saved me a little bit of pain if I spit out just a little bit sooner. But that's why there almost needs to be one kapha body type, a bunch of Pitta body types to carry out most of the baseline work, and one or two Vata body types to get all of the little stuff done. Because that one guy has that calm awareness. He never freaks out. He or she never freaks out. She's always calm. She always has total situational awareness. You can almost always count on them to always know what's going on and to always be calm. And that's such an undervalued, it's such an understatement, such an undervalued gift of what you guys have. And I want you to know that. Please understand that. You guys are so valuable, so blessed. I want to hug you each and single day. It's so beautiful. All that fat that you guys have, that skin, that muscle, there's so much of you. I just want to hug it and squeeze it. There's so little of me. I exist so quickly from day to day. I want to help my people. I'm a caregiver, I'm a caretaker, I'm a shepherd. I want to care for people. That's my job, that's my duty, that's my role. I may only be able to go about 10, 20, 30 minutes at a time, but I'm able to do a lot during that time very quickly. I need constant breaks, unlike you guys do. You guys can go for much longer without refueling, without rest. And that's because of your chemistry, your metabolic constitution. It's a gift. It's not a curse, it's a blessing. Please trust that. Please love yourselves. Please be happy with what you have. Please don't discount what you have when you don't even know what it's capable of. Guys, kapha body types are the strongest people in the world. That's why they can lift so much weight and they can carry it for so long. I'm just like, how are you doing that? Because your bone structures are so much thicker, so thick. Even if you're smaller, you're shorter than me. You have that heavier constitution. A guy the same height as me picked up my 80-pound electric bicycle with one hand like it was nothing. And I'm just like trying to grip, I'm struggling, trying to bring this thing outside my door. And he's just like, and he lifts this thing up like nothing. My friend Levi, the guy looks like a lumberjack. He's built. He's a heavy kapha body type constitution. He's one of the greatest communicators in the world. He's like 10 times better at English than I am. But like, when it comes to language and English, I go to him first. I go to you guys first. I go to Ren. I go to Speaker. I go to anyone. Elliot, I don't care. You guys have so much more memory, so much more data, so much more experience than I have, especially with my memory loss. So Please love your souls. Please trust your souls. Yeah. Go well and be merry. Be happy as you can. Focus on the frequency of happiness, primarily and foremost, because that's what keeps you alive and healthy. That's what keeps you in the state of flow. That's what keeps you in a state of balance. That's what keeps you in a state of ease. That's what keeps you from aging. Because when you don't smile, your body automatically ages by default. And that's why they don't teach that in schools. They don't teach that in the Bible. They couldn't. The Illuminati took that out, because if they taught that, people would be too powerful. There'd be no way. You can't control a happy person. That person exists within their own free will. He's going to do whatever the fuck he wants, whatever the frick he wants. And they didn't want that. They wanted people that they could control, that were submissive. So they introduced all these compounds, these estrogen-like materials, and they made you believe that you were less than significant, that you were less than magnificent. You heavier body type constitutions have been shamed. Even my dad, that weight that he's putting on, you guys have been shamed. Elon Musk, you have a heavy PETA body type constitution. You guys naturally by default have more of a coelomic cavity. You guys have more energy storage, more energy in you. You guys move slower, you guys talk slower. You're easier to understand, you're easier to get the point across. You're able to communicate, to convey very big, very long ideas to people, and to hold that thought in mind. When you're missing a left brain like I couldn't. So for me, like for me existing years like that, and then seeing you guys execute your skills, your ability to talk like that so easily, and to be able to communicate at all, I'm just like, how are you all doing that? You all guys have no fucking idea how amazing you all are. It didn't matter to me who I looked at, how young they were, 20 years old, 20, 18, 16 years old. You guys were way more experienced than I was when it came to communication. Almost any plastic like this, plastic bags, plastic like this, these things. Yeah, it's got that as well. Don't worry, this is PG-13. Some. That's the thing, it doesn't leach off very quickly. But prolonged contact exposure, that's why you want to avoid it with fluids. You want to avoid exposure with fluids. I don't care if it was made in the last 3 or 4 or 5 years. It's got the estrogen compound chemical in it. And if it's either made of polycarbonate or if it's colored, it has that headache-inducing compound, which I'm trying to identify. I just know the effects of it, and I'm doing my best to heal and clear people out of it. So please love and trust yourselves. You guys are beautiful. Teach your children these skills about lessons of biology, about the three body types, about the 3 metabolic constitutions, because they are real and they never change. And they affect everything throughout our lives. It helps your child, us, understand ourselves so much better. Your body needs so much sunlight a day. You need to brush your teeth at least twice a day. You need exercise. Exercise helps you, movement helps you almost daily. Helps you get you going in the mornings. Your body needs so much acid and so much fruits. You need to have lemons and limes every so often to help keep your systems healthy and stable, because your bodies do deplete that stomach acid pretty regularly. When that stomach acid comes into contact with anything like your nasal cavity, it neutralizes, it stops becoming acid as it breaks it down. It gets used up. Your body has to create more of it. Hardier constitutions create more of it by default, more naturally, more easily, because your digestive systems move slower. They don't have to move as fast. Because my digestive system literally pushes that food through in about 20 or 30 minutes at most. Unless it's really heavy, it only takes me about 45 minutes at most. And if it's any more than that, I've eaten the wrong foods. And that hurts me because it slows down my digestion, my ability to hydrate, stay hydrated, nutrient flow, energy cycles, water, whatever. Okay. I'm lightheaded because I never talked this much before in my life, but alright. Hopes it helped you, some of you guys. Love you all. Stay peaceful. Be real happy out there. Go well.